Do you want to move or settle in Germany by doing volunteer work? Here's how to apply. A lot of people wish to go and settle in Germany. For that, many use illegal channels and many spend a huge sum of their precious money. What they don't know is that there's a totally legal way to go and live in Germany by doing social work there. And trust me, you'll live, earn, and enjoy the German life in an absolute way. And hey, there is almost no competition to beat. Let's get into the details. Alright guys, for those who don't know, voluntary work or social work is a practice to help promote the general well-being of people or communities. In Germany, they call it Freiwilligenarbeit or Sozialarbeit. It is also taught as a discipline in universities. While it's a tricky question that how much can you earn, but on average one can make anywhere between €2,500 to €5,500. It all depends on where you are offering your services. Because social work is very common in Germany, you can expect a wage change on several factors. For example, sector. Public sector usually offers more than the private sector. And industry. Health industry pays more than any other. And then some other factors including the size of the company, your work experience, and the German state in which you are working. Now one thing you should understand very well is that you may be offered even less if you are a foreigner. But the good news is that you can increase your odds by bringing your employer into a bargaining position. Sometimes German employers also offer accommodations, meals, plane or train tickets, language school enrollment, etc. Other times they make these things part of their contract. In that case, your basic salary would even be shrunk, but rest assured, you would be given money plus perks of at least €5,500 worth, which is the minimum monthly salary in Germany right now. For that, the best practice is to discuss everything with your employer up front. Like if he or she is going to give you the salary he or she is offering in cash, or it is gonna be part in cash and part in the form of train tickets, or meal and accommodation. Now, you must be thinking if you can do other work besides social work to make more money. Well, it is possible. But it's you who can give the final answer, or your visa officer maybe. Don't confuse, let me explain. First of all, social work can be a full-time job in Germany. So if you are already working full-time, do you still want to work an extra shift? If it's a yes, then you can find part-time social work or any work after your first shift ends. The remaining question is, if your visa allows you to work full-time in Germany. For that, go ahead and ask your visa officer. If your visa doesn't come in the way, then congratulations, the sky's the limit. Another person who can provide you answers to that is your employer. So just make these confirmations before accepting your social work position. By this far, you know what social or charity work is, and how much you'd get paid doing that in Germany. Now, before moving toward how can you apply for social work in Germany online, let me explain the places where you can find and do volunteer work in Germany. Every time we would talk about social work, an old age home or a disability home is what most of you would think of. It is true that social work started just from these places, but now it has expanded its scope. Nowadays you can find a job on social work anywhere in almost any field of life. For instance, you can find volunteer work in a hospital. It would also help if you are going to be a nurse or a doctor, or any medical staff related to that. Doing charity work in a hospital would definitely support your actual degree and job in the future. Besides, if you are doing a veterinary degree, you can find social work in a zoo. A banking student can go for social work in a bank. I would suggest prioritizing finding charity work in the places that support your degree. You can find charity work anywhere from old age homes, disability homes, hospitals, banks, museums, libraries, parks, shelter homes, and even in jails. And by the way, doing charity work in jail is a good idea for those studying criminal justice. And before moving forward, let me tell you a little bit about the competition that you may face in different places. As I told you earlier in this video that social work is very popular in Germany. Although there are lots of opportunities for foreigners too, but you may face a little bit of competition with the German nationals in the places like banks, museums, and libraries. So be sure to also check for other places other than that. And here comes a pro tip for you, then I'll talk about the requirements to apply. My tip is, apply for more than one places at a time. Not only check for other places but apply for as many places as you can to increase your chances of getting accepted. Instead of applying to just one place and wishing hard to get accepted, why not applying in for like 10 places? And if you get accepted in even as low as 2 or 3 places, choose the one among those 3. Where do you want to go? You remember I told you about the bargaining position? With this you'd be in a better bargaining position. Let's just say you applied in for 20 different places and you got accepted in 5 of them. Now you are in a better position to decide which one to hold and which one to let go. You can make a comparison between the wage, perks, and benefits they are offering and choose the winner from them. Besides, you can also tell your employer about the offers you are currently holding and bring him to the bargaining table. See, isn't it interesting? Okay, so what are the minimum requirements you need to fulfill to apply for social work in Germany, right? Is this the question that is disturbing you most? Well, you need 4 things at minimum to go and apply for social work in Germany. Let's talk about each of them in detail. The very first thing you need is a valid passport. Of course, you are traveling to Germany, and for that, you need a travel document, which is a passport. The next thing is your CV. Just like any other job, a CV is required to apply, so you need a nice written CV in this case also. Then comes a motivation letter. Again, just like any other job's motivation letter, a motivation letter is a way to explain to your employer how badly you want or need this job. You tell your employer your motives, ambitions, and interests in the job through that letter. And the last thing you'd be needed is the German language certificate. Why a language certificate? Is because during the job you'd be interacting with a lot of people who do not speak or understand English. So your employer wants to make sure you've the working level proficiency in the language that their people know and understand. If you are worried about the German language certificate, then don't. Because next time quickly going through what a German language certificate would be like, the grade, and how you can improve it with no time. First of all, let me tell you what is CEFR. The CEFR, or Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, is an international standard that describes the language ability of a speaker. It has 6 levels: A1, A2, B1, B2 and C1, C2. A1 is the beginner's level and C2 is the expert level. Let's say if you have just started and are on the A1 level. What then? You know what? Nothing. No need to worry about. Let me remind ya what I said a few minutes back. I said an employer sometimes offers you a language school enrollment and plane tickets, etc. Did you get it? Okay, it is because employers know that you may need to improve your language. So they offer you a position in their organization and invest in your language school tuition. Otherwise, why would they offer you a language school enrollment? If they have a strict condition of having a C1 or C2 level before admitting to the social work position? My point is, they know you can be at a beginner level and this thing is admissible to them in most cases. The good thing is that you can start learning German from your home as soon as you plan to go to Germany for social work. And then continue learning when you land in Germany. Now let me give you a little sense of German social work places and its major categories. Then we'll proceed to apply online. As you may all know, there are 3 levels of voluntary work: micro, mezzo, and macro. At each level, a volunteer handles a different kind of job, targeting different communities or populations. But in Germany, they have divided their volunteer service system into 2 main categories: BFD, Federal Voluntary Service, and FSJ, Voluntary Social Year. As the name suggests, FSJ voluntary service lasts for up to a year. But BFD can go even longer than that. Everything else is pretty much the same in both types, but if you are 16 years old you can only participate in FSJ. And once you hit 24 years of age you can also go for BFD. Now that you've all the essential know-how about volunteer work in Germany, it's time to move on and have a look at how to apply for volunteer work in Germany online. Let's go. There are many independent, authentic organizations and companies that provide their services regarding the placement of social workers in Germany and all over the world. All you need to do is to choose one and then head over to their official website. For the example here, I have chosen EOS Experiential Education if. Founded in 2002 with the aim to teach students through practical work in the field. Since then they have been providing services and placing students as a volunteer worker in different fields of life all over the world. For international students interested to do social work in Germany, they offer plenty of opportunities. And right now I'm going to show you how you can apply online through their official website while you are in your home country. Let's get going. Open a browser and enter the EOS website URL in your browser address bar. You will see that the whole website is in German language. My browser will automatically detect this and ask to translate it into English. If you are not using Chrome, be sure to use some plugin to translate it into English. Next we will move to the navigation menu and click on the FSJ on the left side. A drop-down menu will appear. Click on FSJ Incoming. Check out all the information available for international candidates who are interested in social work in Germany. Here you'll also find the important people to contact for more information and guidelines. Like here, Luis Carrera, their education officer. I would suggest spending enough time looking around and fetching all the information about the organization and its work style. And when you are ready to apply, click Apply Now. A new page will open in a new window with a sign-up form. Fill up the form carefully and then hit Submit. There you go. You have successfully applied as a volunteer in Germany. Alright guys, this is it for now. If you've any questions, let me know in the comments. Hit like button if you like this video and want more such videos coming up your way. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, so you don't miss future videos.